mental health.
Hello.
Hello
Hi,
there.
everyone.
But
Hold
nice
on,
to
whoa,
see you
whoa, whoa, whoa,
show
hold
up,
on, hold on,
Cleo.
hold on. Look here. You're gonna roll up into the party 5 minutes late, looking like a Savannah Chisholm pimp. And you're gonna talk about hello, everybody, with your
I'm
late ass.
uh, I'm so sorry, everyone. I was late for a meeting. I had to meet with executives. I had to talk to my editor in chief.
Oh.
I'm so sorry, y'all. I was just so frazzled today. I had to get me some wine. I mean, being a millionaire is
I
so
need your
bubbling,
autograph.
guys. I mean, I have so much money now. It was just, it just
That
bothers
look
me,
like
guys.
Minute Maid juice in that cup right there.
And I look like
And,
Donald Trump's, and I look like Donald Trump's hair on your shoulder.
yeah,
Oh my God.
Well,
she had to meet with
well,
executives. You know what I'm
yes,
saying? That's what they
yes.
call
Lynn,
pimping
if you
nowadays.
don't take that Fred Flintstone coat you got on, oh, the
Oh my
Flintstones looking
God.
ass.
Why can't y'all let me manifest? Huh? Huh? This is manifestation going on right now, okay? I'm manifesting what
Well, we've been
2021
waiting
gonna
on
be
you
like.
all. We've been waiting on you all day, Wilma.
Oh my God.
Well, I cannot believe the hatred among our group of members tonight.
Now, once she starts filming, she's gonna start talking nigga.
Okay.
I cannot believe this. Hello, everyone. How was everyone today?
Hello.
Everyone doing well?
This is
Great.
a different tone from last week. Bro, you niggas got me over here cooking Alfredo, bro. The fuck?
Y'all
Jerron,
crazy.
that was in 2020. This is
Oh,
2021.
I'm
New
sorry, my
me.
fault. My fault.
New
My
me.
fault.
Okay. New me.
Yeah.
Let me mind me. Go ahead.
Mhm.
My fault.
So, what did I miss, everyone?
Nothing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Oh, about
Not a
5
thing.
minutes. But listen, what's the topic for tonight? What you got for tonight?
Well, tonight we were going to discuss the importance of mental health and why it's important to take care of our own mental health,
I agree with that.
especially in these times that we're living in now.
Yeah.
Um, so, what are y'all thoughts about mental health and the importance of it?
Well, definitely important. Even prior to the times we are living in now.
Hmm.
I think for those who do practice meditation, building the spiritual in your internal, um, it's just being magnified
Mhm.
during these times. And I think it's something that, it has to be practiced daily, you know,
Hmm.
um, because, life is going to happen
Right.
um, regardless, and it was happening regardless of a pandemic or not. Like I said, just during these time is intensified. And, I just think people, I think with some people in this during this time, it can get you into the routine of more self love, having that stability of mental health, whether that is, like for myself, I like to work out, which is my outlet. Some other people have different things that they utilize as their outlet. Because I do feel like it is important to have an outlet. You know, you can't just internalize a lot of things. Well, it's not healthy to internalize. You do have some people that do internalize a lot of things, which can lead to real major mental health issues,
Right.
stress,
Right.
and so have you moving on. So I really do think it's important and to surround yourself around positive people. I think that's very important.
Right.
To surround yourself around positive people because you don't want to hear the same old story of a friend or whoever's calling and saying, "Oh, I'm ready to get out the house," or "I'll be glad when this pandemic is over," and yada yada. And I'm like,
Mhm.
You don't know what's coming. You don't know what's to come. So, just embrace the time that we're in now. Make the best of it. Surround yourself around good, positive people. Read positive things. It's all mental. That's why it's called mental health. And I feel like, you have to renew your mind every day, whether that's hearing a word or, a little sermon or a little motivational. You just have to find. I think this, now we can't depend on other people
Right.
to massage our mental health. We have to find strength in it ourselves. And I think that is happening for a lot of people. And that's my little take on it.
I mean, I think it's about 40, well, almost 40 million um, Americans who identify as Black or African American, or um, and I think out of 40,000 people, the Black community suffers an increased rate of mental health concerns, um, including anxiety, depression, and an increase of psychological difficulties. Um, but I think that comes from lack of healthcare,
Mm.
prejudice in the healthcare system, of
Ooh.
course, inherent racism in the healthcare system, um, and then another thing is Black people not identifying it as a mental issue. We
Mm.
say this stuff all the time. Oh my God, land crazy, or this person
Right.
crazy, this person right
Okay.
here, that person ain't got, he don't know how to act. We don't look
Hmm.
at it as maybe that these people have serious psychological issues
That's true.
and mental health issues. Black people experience a lot of pain and anguish and anxiety, and Black families have a lot of problems that most other families don't have, and nobody's sitting down to talk to anybody about it. They bottle themselves up, and then it just all comes out, in violence, and that's generally how most Black people
Internalize.
display
Hmm.
their anger, and that's in violence. So I think that if Black people, I mean, to me, it's okay as a Black male to cry. It's okay as a Black male to sit
Hmm.
down and talk about their problems. It's okay for a Black male to say, hey, you hurt me. This is how you hurt me, and this how we should get around and get past it. And I think it's the whole concept of society and music industry and TV,
Ooh.
and media period, just saying, hey, Black men's supposed to be hard, and we all supposed to be gangster, and we don't supposed to, that you ain't a man if you talking about your issues, or if you can't handle yourself or handle your issues. I
That's true.
think that the stereotype is also um, creating issues amongst the Black race, when it comes to mental health. And then you got to look at the other side of that is the women embrace these men who act like that. They don't want the guy that's sensitive. They don't want that dude. You know what I'm saying? They want the hard guy. So, you know, and it's a lot of women who have some serious mental problems, some serious. And I'm not just saying that to be,
I
so this
think
is a,
that's
this is a
that's
man versus
father
woman type
issues.
thing. But I
That's
mean,
father issues. Some of
Nah,
that's
we
I
gonna
think I
just put
think
them
it could be
on
it could be mommy issues too. Because
as
look,
well.
I knew a young lady.
that will go with it. Okay.
No, no, no. Who
Hmm.
parents got married and they wouldn't let her come into church because she was dark skinned, and her
Okay.
parents didn't. Her parents didn't agree with that. They didn't let her come to church. You talking about psychologically screwed when it comes to her parents. You know what I'm
Hmm.
saying? Her dad says words like, "Oh, I didn't, want that bitch anyway. You wanted to have her."
Mm.
You know what
See,
I'm
those
saying?
people didn't need
I
kids.
told him to do this. I told him that.
They
Right.
didn't need kids. He should have got a vasectomy, and she should have got a.
Right, 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 right.
Yeah.
Like I say, these people, these kids can't help that they've been born, with some screwed up people. But
Very
it's the
unfortunate.
fact that it's the one thing that you can say to a child, they remember everything. It could be one thing that you say to a child at age 5 that stick with them the rest of their life and
Yeah.
cause them to take a different direction, in their life. And I think Black people really need to sit down at the table and
Of
discuss their
course.
issues. If I have a problem, We need to talk about it. If you got a problem, we need to talk about it. We don't have to fight. We don't have to be negative. We don't have to do any of this. And I think that's the problem with especially Black America.
Oh, communication.
And
It's so aggressive. Yeah, communication. When it gets to the fighting, that's been a buildup of God knows how long.
Yeah.
And we are taught, some of us, most of us are taught to internalize,
right,
no, 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 don't say anything. It'll pass
Mhm.
over, yada yada. And you really angry or really upset, with
right,
whatever or whoever. And
right.
I do believe, and I'm big on communication. And I haven't always been taught it's not what you say, it's always how you say things to people.
Absolutely. Right.
And I'm very sensitive if I have to, address the issue or whatever.
Mhm.
I'm not coming to you in an aggressive way. We can sit down and just have a real civilized conversation. And for me personally, I don't even like to argue. I don't know the last time I had an argument with someone really.
Right, right.
And I'm like,
You'll,
this is
you'll get that group that do like to argue. You get a whole family that like to argue. You get a
and guess what?
get a
I'm heading to the door.
you know what I'm saying? You get the whole family want to
I'm
get
heading to the door.
Yeah.
Because think about it. You don't listen to no one argue. Do you really hear that? It's just a
right,
bunch of gibberish if you really think about it. And you like, you yelling, she's yelling, whoever's yelling, you're not listening to all of that.
right.
And I'm like, with all of that, just go take a walk. Or go to the gym and exercise and let's come back and
that's
talk.
yeah, I understand how you're saying, but nobody wants to take that route when it's happened. I think I got
Yeah, they don't
a
want to
little
be the
thing on
bigger
my
person.
phone that says never in the history of calm down has anybody calmed down by hearing the words calm down. You know what I'm saying? It's like the craziest thing. It's like, yes, but people say that, man, why don't you calm down? That don't work. And the black community has a long history of social change and prioritizing mental health as a sign of weakness
Hmm.
instead of an act of strength. And that is the main problem. That is the problem. I just want to show out.
Agree.
I want an audience. I want this. I want that. Versus, hey, I may have some problems. I might have some issues here,
Hmm. Hmm.
and you just don't know what type of issues lie deep within your family until you go and seek counseling, until you
Yeah.
sit down with somebody and y'all
Mhm.
start opening up all of these cans of worms. You realize, man, I'm in a world of shit here, and I'm glad that I'm taking the steps so that I, do what I got to do to get out. But a
Yeah.
lot of people just don't open the door with, their uncles or their cousins, molesting them as kids, or what I'm saying,
Yeah.
that issue with, my mom and dad will fight and beat the hell out of each other all the time, or that time my cousin or even my parents, what I'm saying, put me out the house and left me
Mhm.
outside all night in the cold or put a gun in my head. Nobody in the black community wants to sit down and face their demons head on. And I think that's the problem.
That's
Yeah.
true. Well, you got to be the bigger
Right.
person. Well, first of all, I commend anyone who can admit can admit, their wrongdoings or if they have any problems, because that is big, and we are not acceptive of that as well. We're
Right.
not a community if it doesn't fit the mold, if it doesn't fit within the structure of our community, we push people away. And so it's like a double-edged sword. You say, okay, you want me to come and communicate and say this, but
Mhm.
if I say it, then you bashing me. So I mean, listen, what is it that you want me to do? So it takes work on both ends. I have to listen. I want, if you want to talk, I have to have the heart, to listen as well. Even if you come talking about me and telling me if I made a mistake or whatever. So we have to be, open on the receiving end as well.
Yeah.
Yeah, I agree with that.
It takes work. It's a process. As they say, it's a journey, it's a marathon. It, don't, it's not an overnight. And then you have to think about the generations of, the kids that are coming into, if you don't teach your kids to communicate, it's just going to be a trickle down effect. They're going to have problems because someone is going to say something to some child that's gonna stick with them at some point in their life. I think we all have
Yeah,
experienced that.
absolutely. I met a when I signed up for the Join Casa.
Mhm.
When I went through the class, there was a young lady there who says, "My teacher told me when I was a kid that I was going to grow up and do nothing. So I
See?
believed all of my life that I wasn't
Mhm.
gonna grow up and do anything. So when I went to college, I didn't do anything because I wasn't gonna grow up and be nothing anyway. And her
Mhm.
teacher told her that on multiple occasions that you're nothing, you're not gonna be anything, you're just worthless. So that stuck with her. And you never know what you say to a child that will stick with
Exactly.
them, all the way through. So you got to be very careful when it comes to your kids, your children, and what you
Mhm.
say to your
Exactly.
children and who you allow around your children. You got to be very
That's
careful.
true.
Yes, they are going to get either good seeds planted or
Right,
bad seeds planted.
right,
And either way, you really have to mold your child, especially if bad seeds have been planted. You have to teach them, um, that, they are king, they are queen, they can be anything. It's like you have to continue to speak positive things
right.
into their lives
You
every
gotta,
day.
allow your kids to be who they are and not
Hmm.
limit your children on any
Exactly.
level. I allow my kids to tell me anything. I allow my kids to say what they want to say, express themselves
Yeah.
how they want to express themselves. They can come and talk to me about anything. You know what I'm saying? No
Hmm.
matter what it is, listen, Lord have mercy. Sometimes I wish I don't. But no matter
I
what
can
it is,
imagine.
man, you have no idea. But sometimes, you know what I'm saying? Seriously, I wish I didn't. But I think
Mhm. I
that's
know.
what helped me in raising my kids, um, let them be able to express and try to break generational curses when it comes to nobody wanting to
Mhm.
talk or say anything in my
Ex-
family. And how I started with this thing is I remember I was little and it's like, Dad, can we stay up and watch SpongeBob? I was like, oh yeah. Yeah, I can stay up and watch SpongeBob. I ain't got no problem with that. Sure. Yeah, go ahead and watch SpongeBob. So I love to watch SpongeBob until maybe about 12 o'clock that night, and then they passed
Mm.
out. So then the room passed out. I go in there, I turn the TV off, and then I get my watch and I start looking and I wait. So I'm 11,
Barney
about
for
an
me.
hour. Then I come busting through the door an hour later. Time to get up. Time to go to school. Get up. Go get a bath. Let's go. Let's go. Let's rush it. I'm rushing them
Woo.
like I normally would get them up and rush them out in the morning, but it's a Saturday morning. So they didn't know that. They didn't figure it out. They thought it was school. It's time to go to school. I got them all like lined up in the living room on the couch and they passing out and they crying like, Daddy, no, I don't want to go. And then I got them in the car, strapped them in. It's time to go to school. And I drove them back to school. I did. I did that. I did that. And then
That's a good tactic.
I brought them back home and I say, well, y'all get into bed, but if y'all gotta miss school again because y'all stayed up all night, it's gonna be a problem. I never had to worry about my children going to bed on time. Never. It don't matter if they stay up all night long, they up in the morning when it's time to go to school. I don't have to beat that dead horse to say, hey, get up, get up, get up, get up, get up.
Yeah.
I don't have to do that. Then all the responsibilities, I don't have to say, hey, you have a test tomorrow, or you have to do this, you have to do that. They
Yeah.
know they have to handle their business. And that's
Good
just how it works.
tactic. Good tactic.
Right. This is how it works.
Oh, Lynn, go ahead.
Okay. So this is gonna be a short story time, not like last time.
Okay.
Not like last time, not that alleged situation, you know what I'm saying?
Mhm.
Okay.
Anyway, so I went to a store yesterday and I saw an old work colleague that I hadn't seen in a long time.
Boy, it's starting out good, Lynn. Go ahead.
Shut the hell up, Jerome.
Yeah, we got
Oh
to
my God, I
reenact, Ron.
can't.
We do a reenact.
Shut up. So I saw a old a work colleague and I saw her and she had lost weight. Her and the husband just bought a new house. I mean, all good news, right? So we
Yeah.
talking. We laugh. We talk about our bad behind kids. You know what I'm saying? Having a good old time. We said our goodbyes, wish each other well. Then I left and I
Mhm.
headed home. So something in my mind said, she's doing better than you.
Mhm.
And I said out loud, no, no,
Mhm.
I will not feel sad in this moment. I will not feel lesser than in this moment. I
Mhm.
will not feel inadequate in this moment. I will not. I will not put
Wow.
myself through the same bullshit mentally that I put myself through in 2020.
Right.
I won't do it. So I said
Mhm.
that. I had to say it out loud. You know what I'm saying? And the point that I recognized it, you know what I'm saying? I
Yeah.
heard it and I recognized that, you know what, this thought is not going to benefit me at all. This
At
thought is
all.
going to do me well. This
Mhm.
thought could possibly do me harm. You know what I'm saying? Because I could be
Mhm.
mad, I could be upset. So I recognized it and I told
Mhm.
it no. Whatever it was, I said no. And I was okay. I was all right. So I think the first part of mental health and taking care of ourselves is recognizing, hey, what is,
Mhm.
what ain't, how to make sure that we're mentally okay.
Right.
and
Mhm.
and we
Mhm.
also have to take time for ourselves. Like I have to have at least one day just to
Oh
kind of
yeah.
Right.
take care of me and me alone. I'm not being selfish. I'll
Mm.
do it and I won't apologize for it because just take a little break from everything. All of
That's
my
true.
responsibilities, take a small break, breathe, and get back to it.
Mhm.
So I'm really proud of myself for recognizing it and going through that when back in 2020, which yes was,
Yeah.
I would have had something to drink or ate a couple cupcakes, you know what I'm saying?
Look, man,
I
I got tired of being a psychiatrist in 2020.
Oh my
You know what I'm
God.
saying? I got tired of that shit, bro. I ain't gonna say
Right.
lie to you. And it's like, listen, we're gonna learn the same lesson here every time. You know what I'm saying? It's not always
Mhm.
greener. Despite what somebody portrays, hey, we just did this, we can just do this, we just did this. That
Yeah.
don't mean anything. You know
That's
what I'm
true.
saying? I know somebody just bought a house and got a brand new car, but she hides her bruises. So and she
Oh.
hides her bruises very well. You know what I'm saying? Like nobody has them on
Mm.
their arm. You know what I'm saying? So
Yeah.
my thing is, in the public eye, they may appear to be doing very well, and
Exactly.
as far as what they allow you to see, they could be doing very well, but you have no idea what
yeah,
happens when that door closes.
yeah,
Can
No
never
idea.
judge a book by its cover.
Right. And I'm tell you,
And
money is not always the solution. I mean,
nope.
it's a hell of a down payment, but
Yeah.
it's not a
It's not the
solution. But
solution.
you have people out here. Robin Williams, killed himself. You know what I'm
Mhm.
saying, with $50+ million in the bank. You know
Mhm.
what I'm saying. You have Kanye West, who spazzes the hell out every 5 minutes
Yeah.
and don't know
Yeah.
what he want to do with himself. There's
Exactly.
hundreds of million or billionaire
Mhm.
status. You have plenty of money because you're genius in certain areas of your life, and then you complete failures in others, and
Yeah.
not being able to balance it all. That's where recognizing whether or not your family or friends may need some mental care. That's where it comes
That's
in.
true.
Having your friends be able to recognize something's not right here, something's on,
Yeah.
Exactly. And you have to
and
find your
listening
accountability.
listening listening to your friends. I had to look like that at Lynn real quick. My bad. I don't know where she
Yeah,
is on
if your
y'all
friends
screen, but
making
she's
sense.
right below me on my screen. Okay.
I listen all the time.
What
All the
damn
time.
boy, I'll tell you what. You listen to what?
I
What you
listen.
listen to?
I
What you listen
listen
to?
all the time.
You
Matter of
listening, you don't hear a damn thing. She listening but don't hear nothing. You know what I'm
fact, the lies you
saying?
tell. The lies you
Yeah,
tell.
and then it's like,
Oh my
Travis, it's
God.
not what you say, it's how you say
You
it.
say
Listen,
it.
the thing is this: if I said it all nice and pretty, she ain't gonna listen to it.
Oh Lord,
It's
here we go
only
again.
when it's only when
Okay,
listen, listen.
okay.
It's only when I'm being an asshole she would listen to me.
Mhm.
I
This is
might listen,
2020,
listen,
girl.
listen,
2020 now.
listen. I might not. She might not call me for a month. You know what I'm saying? After I get that point across, but the bottom line is I'm gonna get that point across.
Oh,
It's gonna sink in. You know what I'm saying? It might take a 30
You
days.
gonna sink in?
Yeah, it might take a 30 days to recoup.
Oh my
You know what I'm
God.
But it's gonna sink in.
Me
And I'm
and
gonna get my point
Charmaine
across.
have already
Because look, I care enough about you and your life to
Yeah.
give my opinion. If I didn't, the hell with you and do the hell you want to do. You know what I'm saying? So if I say things to you and I might be a little bit rough about it.
Little bit.
Look,
Really?
that's because I need you to get your shit together. That's what that means. All right, moving on. John, what you think?
Ain't no moving on.
Ain't no rebuttals. Ain't no rebuttals.
Oh
Ain't no
my
rebuttals.
God.
See, that's another thing that Travis does. He'll get his point across that he don't want to talk about nothing. Look, you know what I'm saying?
Listen,
I'm like, bro,
the bottom line is this.
you're trying to dictate
The bottom line is the
Try to
bottom line.
dictate the conversation.
What you
I
mean?
get it.
What you mean, Charmaine? Charmaine,
like,
I am the conversation if I gotta come at you that direction. If I gotta come at you like that right there, I am the conversation.
Oh my God.
no, a conversation is a two-way street. You communicate.
No.
I-
A conversation
That's how
is
that
a
works.
two-way street between two sane people. But when you have an insane person, it ain't no conversation. It's just
If I'm insane, you crazy. Okay.
Hey, look, hold a minute. I ain't never deny that.
Yeah.
I ain't
Oh
never
my
deny that.
God.
I ain't never deny that. But
Oh,
no, that's not how it works.
Which brings me to my last point.
and
Only
you
a
take
fool
it
argues with a
unbelievable.
fool. Okay.
Then why you arguing, fool? Why you arguing then?
I'm not.
Why you arguing then?
Oh my God.
Put a sip on your Minute Maid over there.
This is Chardonnay.
Yeah,
Okay.
okay.
Chardonnay.
Oh God.
Yeah, okay. Okay.
Chardonnay.
Yeah.
Chardonnay, boo.
Only
Chardonnay.
star we got on this show was Charmaine. There ain't no Chardonnay in that glass right there. You tell you that right now.
Hey, sponsorship.
Charmaine said she want to check.
Spell Chardonnay. Spell Chardonnay.
Huh?
Spell Chardonnay.
KISS.
Oh my
What you got? What you got, Jerome?
Oh God. I think. Well, I think you guys all hit the nail on the head when it comes to this whole mental health stuff, man. I mean,
Mhm.
you know, I learned, man, a lot of people that are going through stuff, a lot of people got issues, they got past issues that they never dealt with. And everybody thinks that their pain or their hurt is more greater than what the other person did.
Right.
So, like, for example, Travis, you just got on Lynn, for example, and Lynn may feel like, if that's just hypothetical, Lynn may feel like, well, what you said to her may hurt her. You feel like what she said to you may hurt you. So you gotta talk it out. You can't let stuff always hold stuff in.
Right.
And you gotta, like Charmaine said, she said she goes to the gym. You gotta find different outlets. Because if you just let stuff pressure in, as soon anything can tick you off. And nowadays, man, you don't know what's going on. I told Travis a few weeks ago, I was in the car and some dude was just going off on the phone like this, like, yeah. So you see somebody doing like that in the car, you look over, and he starts rolling his window down.
I mean, you were looking over like that. I might roll my window over.
and he was like, oh, I'm going through something. So like, a lot of people are going through stuff, man. It's just that you gotta find different avenues, and like Charmaine said, outtakes to whatever issues you're dealing with. If it's something that's long, if it's something that's long term, something that happened back when you was a kid, go seek help for that. Sometimes you may be dealing with stuff that you either forgot about or you just don't know. And so you gotta find that and to let that out. And you got some people, I don't want to do that. I don't want to let nothing out. I can deal with it, but that's not always good.
I mean, I think it's medical treatment for those who may have serious mental issues, and I think it's going to be, therapy for those who may just have some things they need to let go. Being able to go get an outlet it relieves the tension the buildup.
Yeah.
That's what that does. It
Mhm.
lessen that buildup. But without talking to somebody and understanding why you're upset, understanding why things happen like it happen.
Uh-huh.
Now,
Yeah, you-
serious, when it comes to like serious, I'm not talking about, you got people who are dealing with like literally serious
Yeah,
mental illness. It was a story
schizophrenia,
where a
bipolar.
woman,
Right.
the bipolar, schizophrenia. It
Lynn.
was a story where a woman, she was watching a documentary or something about like selling your kidneys and stuff like that, like harvesting your
Mhm.
kidneys on a black market.
I saw
She
that report.
killed her children and
Mhm.
stacked their body parts in a swing, and
Yeah.
like just and when talking some, yeah, well, you know, it's like, man, yo, people,
Yeah.
man,
Wow, that's crazy.
yeah. And so like, man, you just people like that are dealing with some serious psychological problems to where it's psychotic. That's something where you got to get help immediately. If you know somebody like that, get help immediately if you can see the signs. You know, you remember, you guys remember the story with Angela Yates or Angela, whatever her name was, that white woman who drowned her 5 kids back 2002, 2001. Said
Mhm.
God told her to do it. And
Mhm.
you know,
I mean, you got Susan Smith who drowned her kids and
Susan
tried to
Smith.
blame it on a black guy.
Yeah.
You know, and she could be free. You know,
See?
reading the article today, they're thinking about she can be free in 2024. I think she's up for
Wow.
parole. But
Mm.
you know, it is serious. You gotta think about this, guys. And I understand that it is a cop out when it comes to most white murderers. Most
Yeah, please say white.
killers. Yeah,
Please say white.
It's a cop out on the end to say, oh, they got mental health issues.
Mhm.
Anybody that's willing to go do this shit got mental health issues. You know what I'm saying? So
Of
it's not just a white thing. It's definitely a black thing when it comes to this too. The DC sniper. The reason why it took him so long to figure out where he was or who this guy was because they was looking for a white male.
Right.
Because that's characteristics of a white male.
Yeah.
To hide on a building and snipe somebody. You know, that wasn't characteristics of a black male, you know, as far as forensic science goes. So
I mean, you look at all of those.
Profiling, I'm sorry, but it is underlying tones that we see from people every day, whether it be on the job and their boss is just constantly on them and it just won't let off of them, or you got this one guy who, you know, his wife is or the wife who got a husband. You see it every day, and a lot of us don't say anything. We don't say.
I mean, you look at situations where you just think about how come they never called Hitler, never said Hitler had mental illness or Stalin. They had, like Saddam, they had to have something wrong with them to go think that I can just kill a bunch of people, throw them in the gas chamber and kill children, and you know, just wake up the next morning like, hey.
That wasn't mental health. When it comes to Stalin, Hitler,
Exactly.
You don't believe that was mental health?
No, hell no. That was power.
Okay.
It's a big difference between
explain
between power and mental health. When you get drunk with power and I can do anything, then to you I'm God.
Yep.
And if to you I'm God, yeah, and if to you I'm God, then therefore I am, and that's how they feel. So your life means nothing. You know what I'm saying? Just like I kill all of you, I will kill all of you because I have 1,000 more to replace you. And that's the difference. These people were drunk with power. They were scared of their own party. They were scared of their own people. So they did things like this to keep people gripped in fear so they can control. That's what this was
about. So that's not mental. Like,
that's not mental health.
Not at all.
Okay.
I'm gonna rise to power and kill 24 million people.
Exactly.
You know what I'm saying? No.
I agree.
That's a different type of crazy, and that's crazy with power.
Okay.
I agree.
Okay.
That's a big difference. But we got 2 minutes.
Oh wow.
2 minutes. Somebody leave.
Well.
But we got, you know what I'm saying, with her mink dog on. You know what I'm saying? Yeah.
I can't.
Don't be
And her Bardonnay.
don't boo. I'm manifesting over here, okay? It is so.
You
No,
doing
it shall
something. You
be done.
manifesting.
He said it's so.
It shall be done, boo. Okay, that's what I'm doing. So don't mind me, boo. Mind your business, okay?
Oh
Don't
my
mind me.
God.
Mind your own business. Cheers.
Well, I guess that's the 2 minutes.
Hey man, how come that glass keep refilling every 5 minutes? I mean, you've been sipping all damn night, and the glass.
Then went to a lemonade stand before she
Yeah.
started.
Oh God.
Chardonnay, I done told y'all, all right?
Right.
Ugh.
Oh my God.
Yeah. What's that? What's that about? What, 2 for 3 out of Food Lion? I mean, like what
That's that Food Lion brand.
This is from France, okay?
Oh,
It was
okay.
$1,000.
Oh,
Okay. Oh,
man.
I think it's a gas station called France. Where
I
you stay at, you know what I'm saying?
Such I thought we said we weren't gonna hate in
Whoa,
20.
whoa, 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 whoa,
Did I say that?
whoa, whoa, whoa. What is this we shit? I ain't say nothing about we. Well, he said you might have said that you ain't. All right, but I wake up every morning and eat me a big bowl of hate flakes, and I wash it all down with haterade.
This emo is called the hater.
That's right.
Okay.
That's right. Yeah, my license plate say you can hate me now. That's what.
Oh my
I don't
God.
understand it, boo. I don't understand.
No, but seriously, guys, mental health is a serious topic and serious issue amongst Black people.
Yes.
If y'all guys feel like you need to get some help, definitely reach out to
Please.
any of your local programs. You know, you can find it anywhere. You can Google it. You can bring it up. I may throw something link in the description below. Make sure you guys like, comment, and subscribe.